Well, hello there, welcome to another video. This is song number 9 off the Lightning Bolt album, and one of my favourites, Let the Records Play. Now before we begin, you're probably wondering, Matt, where on earth did you get that quality t-shirt from? Well, I shall tell you friends, although I am Welsh, as you all know, I am a fan of the Scots, and a friend of mine, Mr Martin Higgins, is selling these bad boys and raising some money for diabetes. So what's not to like? Have a look in the link below if you want to find out more and you want one. The back also looks like this. Hopefully I haven't devalued them by modelling them. But anyway, on with the tune. So tuning, it's in a weird open tuning, a bit like Dad Gad, but the rather than the Gad, it's Ad. So Dad Ad, if that's a thing. So D at the bottom. A, D, A, D. So you may have noticed those two are the same. So once you've done that, let's crack on with the first riff. Now, the first riff, and a lot of this in fact, isn't played with a pick, it's played with fingerers. But if you're not particularly adept at playing with fingers, then the next bit you'll be fine to play with a plectrum. But the first bit is a lot easier to play with your fingers, to be honest. And you are going to be basically playing this. So let me run through it. And then you're into that bit. Now that sounds awesome, cool and very impressive, but it's not actually that difficult. You're basically going to alternate between your thumb playing a and then round again, okay? So that bit's not too tricky. But you're going to syncopate that with the D and the E open strings, okay? Which is your B and your E. The top two, basically. So the first part goes open string, hammer on. And the next bit, you slide from the third to the fifth. Okay, then you repeat that on the next string up. And the next string up. So that's the first bit. So once you've got that bit, play that over and over again. Then you can move it up a string. Then up another string. Let me play through that section slowly. And slowly again. Then it plays. So like a rundown which goes. And then you're going back round again, okay? So that turnaround bit basically goes. So learn that section in isolation as well. It's a pull off from the 3rd fret on the G string, which is now an A. Then a hammer on the next string down, same fret. Okay? And then you're back around into. Okay, so there's kind of 3 sections to this. First bit. Then you play. Then you repeat that first section. And then you slide up your second finger, or whatever finger is playing on the 5th fret there, up to the 17th fret. And then you're into the main riff. which sounds a little bit like Shania Twain to me. But there we go. They have mellowed in their old age, haven't they? So let's go through the latter part of the intro section so you get that. So once you've done the turnaround bit, you're going to play... Leave that ring out and then slide your finger up to the 17th fret. I think as you're going up to it, he also plays the 2 open strings there. So you get a... as you're going up, alright? So the verse riff is very simple, but there's a slight variation before the vocals come in. That goes like this. Okay, so that's before the vocals come in, and that is just basically... A little note on how he plays it. He does play with his thumb and his finger, so he's playing... which I can't play clearly, so I'm using my plectrum. But you can replicate that by just playing. So when you're doing your upstroke to get the next chord in, just hit those 2 notes at the top. So have a little play around it and you should get the feel of it. Now for the verse, you're going to play 2 of these. With some fill, so, or whatever that slide part that Mike does. So again, that's pretty straightforward. You're just playing open. Etc. But anyway, noodle along with it. It's good fun. Don't worry too much about getting it all exactly right, because this one really is just a... There you're into that bit. Okay, so let's go through that bit. Basically, bar chord with your 3rd and 4th fingers on the A and G string as they would be normally tuned, so 2 and 4 if you like, and you're basically going to slide that up to the 3rd fret, so it goes, and then you repeat that round a few times, so it's... and then you're back into... etc. So, back to this slowly. 3rd and 4th finger on in this bar chord shape. Then off. Move it up 2 frets and do the same. And then back round. You go around that a few times as I did, and then you play this bit. Just awesome chord voicing, it really is. So it's a bit of a stretch for that. You're playing the open one with then your fingers down. Then you move them up to the, what's that, the 6th fret, okay, with that bar chord still held. For the last one, you go up to the, I think the root is the 7th. Live, I'm not even sure if he plays the root. He might just mute those and play. So that's what I've tabbed out. So over the top of this, there are some fills that Mike plays, and they're very basic. You're just going to play... Plays that around the first time. I think the second time round of the chorus, he plays... which again you'll see tabbed, but it's basically the 8th fret to the 10th fret, slide, and then back down to the 8th. And it's exactly the same pattern for the others. You're just going to move it down to the 3rd fret. And then I think the second time around of the second chorus, you're going to play... and then down 1 fret, which is on the D string, okay? Anyway, those are all tabbed for you. Now, chorus part comes straight out of this. Okay, so and that repeats around. Brilliant. I'll play it slowly. It's a bar chord on the 8th. Then you also add in this. So 12, 10, 8. Then you're going to play same as this weird stretchy chord, but up here. And then your 3rd and 4th fingers just move down a fret each time. Okay, so. Okay, so it's just chromatic basically. Okay, and there's that in there as well. Get that in there. He does it quite a lot more pronounced live actually, so. Okay, it's awesome. And then out of the chorus, you're going to go back into that intro riff. I'll try and play it with my plectrum, but I find it easier with my fingers, but here we go. And then the solo kicks in. So there you have it. There was a bit of a whistle-stop tour, I know, but you've got the tab, you've got all the parts, and you have the skills to do this. So crack on with it. It's brilliant fun to play this one, so I heartily recommend that you do. I know there's a solo that Mike plays over the top, and I haven't tabbed that out. So you can just rock out with your socks out on that one, and this is me done. That's number 9 done. We are nearly there, nearly there. And then we can move on to something else. So thanks for watching. Cheers, bye.